Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello.
Well, hello there.
We're live. How you guys doing this evening?
Listen, I'm doing
Awesome.
amazing today. It's great.
Awesome. How are you, Elizabeth?
I'm doing really well. Really good.
You look great, both of you. I love your little get up you have on your hair. It's cute.
Thank
I
you.
love it. Happy November 1st. I'm a little crunk because I love one, I love autumn, I love fall, and two, I love the beginning of the month. It just makes me feel like, all right, bet, got it, reset, time to do it again, get it right. So I'm really, really pumped. So forgive me if I'm over the top, but I'm very, very happy and excited. And it was a beautiful day today.
It was. It
Yeah,
was.
we
A
need
Did
little
you
more
guys
days
get
sun,
like
a little
this.
breeze.
did you guys get out and get any sun?
Well, I got a chance to see the sun from outside from the window.
Awesome, awesome. Cool. So not gonna take up any more time. I just wanted to jump on this live really quickly and share with the people what we're up to. I know you guys are excited. I'm super excited about this event we're curating, Manage Your Bag, a holistic financial wellness brunch and learn. And so just wanted to jump on really quickly this evening and let the people know what we're up to. We've been posting about it and we're working really hard behind the scenes. So I just wanted people to see our faces, feel our energy, and hear from our mouths like what the tea is, right? Before we get started, you guys have anything you want to share, you want to say?
Not yet, not yet, but I'm sure I'll have a couple of things. Let's just,
Awesome. And congratulations on a super successful event over this past weekend, Elizabeth. I got to see your postings. You want to share a little bit about your experience over the weekend? It looked so awesome.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it was great. We partnered with Culture of Change, who's been doing Black women brunches across the country for some time now, and partnered with the Greater Washington Urban League Thursday Network, Young Professionals Network. So it was an opportunity for folks to come together and talk about this issue of student debt over a nice meal. Curated a really supportive and comfortable space. People had stories to share, and we ended with action that we were going to take to eliminate student debt. So it was a great event.
That's dope. That's
wow.
what's
Wow, I feel like I should have gone to that, right?
Yeah,
Man.
we're out here, right? We're out here. I'm so proud of us. We are out here really doing some awesome things. Like, yeah. And in that vein, can one of you, since I'll be talking a lot later on, can one of you just go ahead? I'm going to scroll a little bit down. Can you guys just share like the real basics of Manage Your Bag, like where we'll be, the time, all that basic jazz, the flyer that's on the screen.
Yeah, sure. I'll be happy to. Well, so on November 21st, between 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern Time, we will be joining over brunch and mimosas to talk about, all right, we know how to make this money. We have this bag. Now what? How do we build wealth? And I am super excited for this conversation. I think it's something that I personally need. And it'll be good to kind of be around other folks to hear their questions. And I might be able to learn a little bit more than what I thought I was going to learn.
Awesome. Super excited too about the venue. WeWork is a beautiful space on North Capitol. Every time I went to do the site visit, and every time I go to these WeWork spaces, I'm always like in awe of how much light is kind of like woven into the design. It's always so bright and it just feels so good. I love those floor to ceiling windows. So yeah, we're gonna have a really amazing brunch. Love Dynasty, my catering company, will be providing brunch and mimosas. We'll get into the menu at another point in time. But we're just really excited to be offering financial wellness and financial education and empowerment in the setting that we are, which Bridget and I always talk about. And that's what Elizabeth is up to with EPA Day, really curating safe spaces. That is so important, especially when you're talking about money, right? And so that's the vibe. Literally, think family, think feel good, think relaxed, right? And fed well, because I'm making the food. So that's how we'll begin. And then we'll move into the education portion of the experience, which is the meat, the meat and potatoes. But of course, we want to make sure you're fed well first. So yeah, healthy and wealthy. What is healthy and wealthy? We keep throwing around these words, a lot of buzzwords, right? That's like the thing. Everything's about buzzwords these days, right? Social media is the perfect like space to just like drop meaningless words, right? But
Mm.
we take it really, really seriously, all three of us, which is why I'm so happy to be partnering with you all. And for me, generational wealth and holistic wellness, financial freedom, all those things, they are not just buzzwords for me. I created Healthy and Wealthy out of the desire and the need for us to really prioritize as Black people, as Black women, as people, period, that live in America, right? In this, what I call shit show at times, right? To really find the balance and understand how they're correlated, because they are, right? The links between the two are undeniable, and they get more and more undeniable as time goes on. The pandemic was the perfect showcase as to how the two are married, right? It really literally rocked our whole entire planet. And so you go from a idea of pseudo stability, right? You know, you're living your life, doing your thing, right? Things are flowing, and then the world stops, right? And so I know that this time we've been in has been a perfect setup, like perfect storm in essence, right? To really help people prioritize and understand how their health and wellness and finances literally are intermarried. Because one without the other, it doesn't work, right?
So Nina, I would like for you to maybe talk about something really, really quickly, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I know that when we're talking about healthy and wealthy, that there may be, for some folks, like an immediate disconnect. Can you maybe talk about the role that wealth plays in your overall health?
Absolutely. And that's what we'll go over a lot at the Brunch and Learn. And that's kind of like how we start. So I use the what is called the dimensions of wellness, and it pretty much speaks to the compartmentalization of all these things that make up a whole person, a whole being, right? We have the social piece, the spiritual piece, the financial piece, right? And so we kind of tend to get stuck in one or the other at different times in our lives, right? Prime example, I see clients. Previously, before I became a financial wellness professional, I was a holistic wellness practitioner. That's all I did. I supported people around getting their mind, body, and spirit well, right? And honestly, a lot of people could not afford what they needed to get healthy. And that's another driving force behind why I joined the two and was like, no, we got to get you healthy and wealthy. Because what I'm not going to do is allow finances to get in the way of healing, because I'm a healer first and foremost. That is my primary purpose on this planet, right? And so what does it take to get people to the point where they can even get the healing? They can even get the access to the tools that they need. Absolutely. And so understanding that the stress, even the way people eat. So the stress, you're stressed out at work thinking about why you can't, the fact that you can't pay your bills, the fact that you can't give your kids the experience they want, that all ties into your mental and emotional well-being, right? And then on the flip side, people that can't afford to eat well are once again put into a position where they are forced to buy what they can afford, not what they need.
Yeah.
You know, so it literally, it's endless. It goes on and on and on, right? Even the FOMO starts to wear and tear on some people's mental and emotional space, especially with social media. You're watching everybody live their best life, right? And you at home with 3 kids, then got no money, ain't got no savings, ain't got nothing, right? What does that do to you? And you like, I want to have those experiences. I feel like I deserve. It's endless, right? The connections. And so what we'll do at the Brunch and Learn is we'll go through the dimensions of wellness first to really dive more into that kind of like those connections before we get into actually some of the content that we'll talk about. Did I answer what you were looking for, Bridget?
It definitely answered the question, and I'm so grateful that you shared that with me. There is something else that I wanted to know, and maybe this is more so directed towards Elizabeth. On the same line of health, and as we're talking about money, at least like from my experience, we didn't really talk about money a whole lot in my household. Like, why do you think it's so important that that Black women have a safe space to talk about something like this?
Yeah. Thank you for that question. I think there's so much that we can share with each other and help each other out with if we have the space to talk about it. I think too often people don't have that space because maybe their family has certain ideas around money or finances. Maybe, their family or their network doesn't have a certain skill set that they can pass down. And so we can help each other by sharing what we know, sharing our experiences. For example, at the Brunch and Learn I just did, A lot of people had stories to tell that we could learn from. And even if our stories were different, our experiences were different, we were able to glean something from that. And I think now is even I don't use the word perfect, but a great time to do this and have this kind of conversation because so many Black women and people during the pandemic left their jobs or started businesses, or we're finding new ways to make ends meet. We're finding new ways to get revenue to bring income into the household. Um, and so many of the EPOD members are entrepreneurs, but at the end of the day, we're also people. So there's the professional aspect of it, the business aspect, and there's also the personal aspect of what we want to create for our communities, what we want to provide for our families, and the kind of lives that we want to experience ourselves.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. I was thinking like a couple of years ago, like when I first moved to the DMV, I was a very different person at that time. I would never have this conversation openly. Money, wealth, like just the air of transparency.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I absolutely felt that shift that took place, and just like the rest of us, we just became a lot more open minded with just talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
My family is was from the Bible Belt, right? And so a lot of our views, the views that I experienced like growing up, had a lot to do with we don't talk about money. In fact, if you desire it, if you want it at all, then you must be sinful. And so there was a
Mm.
lot of shame around me just having ambition, trying to access that. And I think I'm just really grateful that paradigm shift is beginning to change, and that we are realizing that money in and of itself is not wrong to have. Building wealth, there's nothing wrong with just going after it, and that we can absolutely use those things to take care of ourselves, our communities, and really do a lot of good work out here in this world. So yeah, just thank you for sharing that, Elizabeth.
Yeah, that reminds me of what Nina said on our live, which was that money is energy. And I hadn't ever heard of it described that way before you said that, Nina. And I've been thinking about that because for me, that concept resonates so much that, money isn't the end itself. It's a means to do all the other things that I want to do. Um, and it just it comes, it goes, it transfers, it changes form. So for me that was a really interesting concept, and I hope you can talk a little bit more about that. Oh no, did we lose her?
Oh no, I think we may have lost Nina. And I
She
was I
looks
was
frozen.
so excited to ask her about the ways in which we can heal for money, or the lack
Yeah,
thereof.
right. And I also think part of this conversation is about abundance, right?
Yeah,
And moving from a scarcity mindset. So I think a lot of that shame and stigma around money comes from a scarcity mindset. That there's not enough for everybody. That if you have more, you would have to share it, or you've done something wrong to get it, or
yeah.
I don't know. People have all kinds. There are all kinds of ideas attached to it. But I'm hoping that at the brunch we can um, delve into this idea of abundance, and um, that we have what we need, and we have what we need to make more, to create more, to generate more, to have more flow to us and flow through us, right? Because for me, that's why I do it, for a community. I I don't do it for myself. Like, I don't have dreams of using my billions to go to space and
Right.
on my own personal